So I want to do this because my big why is my kids. Now, okay, that's great. But you know what? If you don't take care of you and you die young or you get sick, you can't take care of your kids. It's impossible. But if you take care of you first, then you will be, for a longer period of time, more capable of taking care of your kids.
Welcome to the David Adam Kurz Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the David Adam Kurz Show. It is officially 2024. So thank you guys for all of you that listen to our podcast, watch us on YouTube. Thank you for being a part of our show. We're super excited to have you being a part of our journey. And we're hoping that our journey is helping your journey, push forward. You're finding success through some of the things that we give you and empower you with. And so, first of all, Happy New Year's, everybody. Second of all, if you are listening and are not subscribed, not following us, like 70% of the people that listen to us are not subscribed. So if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on any of the podcast channels, Spotify, whatever, subscribe to us. So that way, every time we post a new podcast, you'll get a notice. You'll be notified that we created something new, and you can check us out. And so we are, for 2024, I'll let you in on some inside stuff. For 2024, we're going to change the model of the way that we do our podcasts. And we're going to bring a lot less real estate focus, and we're going to start bringing some guests on this David Adam Kurz Show. So originally, we have another show. It's called the Freedom Achiever Show. And in the Freedom Achiever Show, that show often brings guests in, and we bring in, high-level producing folks who talk about their businesses and so forth and so on. I got kind of bored with that podcast because I felt like it was starting to sound very much the same all the time. And so what we decided to do was switch out and do the David Adam Kurz Show. And this, originally, the mindset was I would come on here and I would do things solo. And I think we're going to start bringing in some additional people into this show. And it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about war. We're going to talk about religion. We're going to talk about gun ownership. We're going to talk about presidencies. We're going to really dig into what's happening in the world. And we're going to dig into what our guests actually want to talk about, right? So a lot of times they come onto the show, we're like, tell us about your humble beginnings. Tell us how you found success. Tell us how you built your staff. Tell us how you manage. What are your values? And I want to get away from some of that stuff. We'll bring some of that in because I think it's important for y'all, especially those of you that are listening, to really step up your game. But we're also going to talk about things people want to talk about, which are all those other subjects I brought up. So that's a little bit of an insight of some of the changes that are coming up with our show. And I'm not, to be quite honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to do it here at the David Adam Kurz Show or if I'm going to keep this exactly in this format. And we're going to start doing the Freedom Achiever Show again and bringing folks into that. So either way, we're having a ton of fun doing the show. We're having a ton of fun bringing it to you. And I'm hoping that if you're watching this on an Instagram reel or something, you get a small cut, go ahead and, hit the link in the bio and check it out. Check out our show, man. I think you're absolutely going to love it. And, here we are. So what I want to do today, because in the spirit of getting into New Year, I actually posted on social media today on Facebook. And I said, I absolutely love the New Year. Even though it's just another day, like realistically, it's just another day. But on New Year's, people actually make goals and they make wishes and they make demands for themselves and they create, positive nature for themselves, whether that means that they are trying to lose weight, whether it means they're trying to bulk up, whether it means they're trying to find love, whether they're trying to step up in their relationship, whether they're trying to, build up their business and leverage and level up and do all. Everybody in the world is saying, for this new year, this is what I'm going to do different. And it's never a negative connotation. It's never like I'm going to purposely defeat myself and, kill my business. It's always, positivity, and it's always strength in that nature. Problem is, these things don't last very long, right? And so I saw this meme on social media, and it said, I'm going to, in 2024, I'm going to open up a gym called Resolutions. It's going to be a gym for 2 weeks and a bar for the rest of the year. And so I laughed at that, but then I started to think about how real that truly is, right? So I went to the gym this morning, and it was obviously a little more packed than normal. My wife works in the gym industry, and yesterday signed up 19 people or something like that. And so it's already evident that people are coming in and going, I need to take care of myself. I need to get in better shape. I need, this is what I want to do. And this is one of the number one things people say in the new year, right? They're like, I'm going to drop some weight. I'm going to build up. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to become athletic. And then it lasts, for some people 2 weeks. Other people might last 2 months. Other people, it might actually go 6 months. But if they don't see major change, they quit, because they're expecting for major change to happen. They're expecting to go from Oompa Loompa to Arnold Schwarzenegger in 6 months, right? And so, that's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. I feel like I'm in the best shape I've been in a very long time, but it took me 2 years of 4 to 5 times a week to get here, to go to the gym and look like this in 2 years. And I'm still not anywhere near where I'd actually like to be. And it might be another year before I even see the results that I'm aiming for, that I'm wishing for, that I'm hoping for, right? And so if you're patient and consistent, that's where you're going to find massive change. So I wanted to bring the show. I wanted to bring you 4 tips for 2024. Now, these tips are tips that I'm actually pushing on myself. And I was writing these down and I was putting them in my log. And I thought to myself, man, I am going to share my things, the things that I'm pushing on myself with everybody else, because I feel like if you listen to these things and you really internalize them, they could change your life, career, relationship, whatever the case is, right? So number one is, how you do anything is how you'll do everything. Now, let me tell you a story behind that, because I heard this quote once and it hit me so hard recently, because I was in negotiation on a contract and I was getting frustrated with the way the other person was approaching the contract, how they were changing things, so forth, so on. And I said, man, this is the kind of guy I would not like to hang out with. This is the kind of person I would not like to invite over for a barbecue, because how you do anything is how you'll do everything. Now, my first lesson with this was interesting. Someone I know close to me said to me, if you want to do business with somebody, take them to play golf. If you want to partner with somebody, take them to play golf. And so my first inclination was, oh, okay, well, that means that, you're going to spend 4 hours with them, out on the golf course playing 18 holes. So you'll get to know each other and that'll help solidify the relationship. And he looked at me, he said, that is true. He said, however, it's going to give you an opportunity to see how they played the game. And he said to me, if he hits the ball, if this person that you're playing golf with hits the ball and it goes off the green and into the brush or into the trees or something like this, and this person hits it from where it stands, which is the rules in golf, then that's a person you might want to do business with, because how you do anything is how you do everything. He said, but if this person picks up the ball and throws it into the green and says, hey, let's just pretend you didn't see that, right? And everybody gets a good laugh and you have a drink of your beer and you smoke your cigar. He said, that's not a person you want to be in business with, because every time they take a shortcut, they're going to do that in anything else that they do, right? So that was how you do anything is how you do everything. If they cheat there, they take shortcuts there, they're going to cheat and take shortcuts in business with you. And that's not somebody you want to truly partner with, unless that was the original game that you guys were playing from the beginning and everybody said it out loud, hey, dude, we're just playing for fun, furthest ball, right? There's that game too, right? Furthest ball. So no matter where you hit, you just grab it and throw it where the furthest ball went. So that's something to really think about when you're analyzing the type of people you want to do business with. And also internalizing how you do things, how you approach things, how you discuss things with people. That's going to be an internal piece for you, because again, how you do anything will be how you do everything. Number two was really interesting to me, because I've got a lot of people in my life at all different levels of income, at all different levels of relationships. I've got friends that are single. I've got friends that have been together for 25 years. I got friends that are billionaires, and I have friends that don't have a pot to piss in, right? And so what I wrote down in my log was, don't take money advice or don't take financial advice from broke people, and don't take relationship advice from single people, right? And so I wrote this down. I know some of you are laughing right now. I laugh every time I read this, but it's true, right? Broke people always want to give you financial advice. They always try to tell you where to put your money, right? Because they saw some shit on Instagram that told them that this was a good idea, but they have yet to do it. And relationship advice is another thing, right? Like if you're married and you're trying to have a good or a phenomenal relationship with your spouse, the last person you go to for advice is a person who can't hold a relationship, who does not have a relationship, doesn't have the sort of advice that you need, right? If you want real marriage advice, go to the friend that's been married for 25 years and has figured it out. You don't go to the person who's been single for 10 years and can't hold a relationship and doesn't want a relationship and thinks all men are bad or all women are bad, right? That's not who you want to get relationship advice from. So this could lead to a lot of different things. If you're trying to level up, let's say your podcast, go get advice from somebody who has a great podcast, right? If you're trying to level up your social media presence, go get advice from somebody or pay for advice from somebody who has a great social media presence, right? Like I've paid up to $10,000 for advice on Facebook ads and marketing and things like that from somebody that I know that spends hundreds of millions of dollars a month in social media presence and ad flow, right? And so that's who I paid to give me advice, right? Now we've got this new podcast change coming up. I've paid up to $25,000 just to get somebody who is excellent, top 1% in podcasting, to tell me how to get my podcast where it needs to be and how to earn business from it, right? So again, don't take money or financial advice from broke people. Don't take relationship advice from single people, right? Number 3, you are number 1. Take care of you first. Now, this is a concept that I consistently have to remind people about, especially my coaching clients, right? So my coaching clients, they come in, they want to earn so that they can take care of families, so that they can give, so that they can create. And I agree with that. I understand that, right? But every single one of my coaching clients, I push them to take care of themselves, mentally, physically, and within the soul, right? I believe that everyone needs to work out, eat healthy, take care of yourself, prolong your life, stop smoking, stop doing drugs, whatever it takes to make you and yourself a better person, a stronger person, and a healthier person. Those are the steps that you need to be taking. And it's a work in progress for a lot of people, right? Some people like to smoke a lot of weed. I try to take them off that shit. It's whack, right? Some people like to drink every day, all day. Hey, dude, you got to slow that down. Maybe it's just every night. And then we slow that down to 3 times a night, like whatever the case is, because everything you do that negatively affects your body reacts in a negative fashion. Anybody here ever had a hangover, right? So if you pound a bunch of liquor, your body's going to respond in a negative fashion. But when you give your body positive things, you give your body good food, good fuel, right? You give your body, a workout plan, you do those kinds of things, then you're going to take yourself to the next level. And if you do that, you're more capable of taking care of everyone else that you want to take care of. So I want to do this because my big why is my kids. Now, okay, that's great. But you know what? If you don't take care of you and you die young or you get sick, you can't take care of your kids. It's impossible. But if you take care of you first, then you will be, for a longer period of time, more capable of taking care of your kids. And so whatever your purpose is and whatever you're trying to do, that's a big piece of this. You have to take care of you first. You have to go to the gym. You have to eat healthier. I'm not saying you can't have cheat days, right? There are days that I don't go to the gym. There are days that I eat pizza, right? Like there are days that I want to have a burger. Like it is what it is, right? But there are certain things that I've done. I don't drink soda. I've cut soda out. I don't go to fast food restaurants. I've cut fast food out. If I'm hungry on the street, like people are like, oh, dude, you're always on the road. What do you do? Like, if you need to stop for a quick burger, I don't stop for a quick burger. I stop at a grocery store. I get a protein shake, or I get a protein bar, or I might get some fruits or something like that. And that'll hold me off till I can get to a proper meal, So I'm still fueling my body, but I'm fueling it with something better than a McDonald's burger or a Burger King burger, right? Now, I know that's a big struggle for a lot of you guys. I was getting my hair cut last week, and I told that to my barber. I don't eat Burger King. I don't drink soda and stuff like that. And his wife was like, what? Like, I don't know if I could give up, having a Coca-Cola in the morning. She basically said she would rather have a Coca-Cola in the morning than a coffee. And I was like, dude, it's bad for you. Like, look at the ingredients inside Coca-Cola. You're not taking care of yourself. You just had a baby. You might want to have another one in the future. How long you want to stick around for the baby? Now it becomes a reality. Now it's like, oh shit, like, yeah, or you're going to tell me in the same breath that you drink Coca-Cola all day long, but you need to get back in the gym. No, it's a lifestyle change that you have to do, right? So that's the one piece. Take care of you. You're number one, you first, right? Next one is goals. So we alluded to this a little bit earlier with the new year, right? Like taking the goals and really focusing on them. So I wrote down goals with a question mark. And then I said, when will you quit on them? Now, for me, the way I write it, when I write it like that, it's a challenge to me because I read that and I feel like I am obsessively trying myself. Like I'm looking at myself going, yeah, when are you going to quit on your goals? And my response to this comment on my log is never. You never catch me slipping. It's not going to happen, right? And so that's the way that you guys need to respond to your goals. Everyone listening to this right now, chances are 99.9% of you guys set goals for 2024. So make it happen. Make your goals a reality. Make your goals the one thing that you want to accomplish in your life and make them your reality. Do not quit on them in week 2 or month 3 or month 6. You said, I'm going to do this in 2024. I'm going to make $100,000 or I'm going to make $500,000 or I'm going to make $1 million in 2024. Let's say you say, I'm going to make $100,000. I'm going to make 6 figures this year, finally, right? And June rolls around and you're not at 50 yet. Let's say you're at 35. You haven't made it. You're not even halfway yet. This is a point where mentally a lot of people will just quit. Now, your brain is going to tell you different and you need to reprogram it. Because when you tell your brain, I'm going to make 6 figures this time for the first time ever, your brain is automatically going to go, no, you're not, because you've never done it before, right? Your brain works off of memory. So your brain, if you accomplish it, it's funny how the road or the reprogramming happens in your brain. And it goes, oh, we did this. We can do this again. Like we do this next year again. But if you've never done it before, the brain says, oh, dude, you've never done this before, so it's not going to happen. It requires you to reprogram and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to do this. So if June rolls around and you're at 35, you need to reevaluate your business and how you're accomplishing your income goals so that you can play catch up and make the extra 15 in the time that you need to make the next 50 so that you can hit your 6-figure goal. These are the types of things that need to happen inside your brain, and you need to challenge yourself. It's the same thing with working out. Some folks are like, I'm going to lose, let's say, 20 pounds in the next 6 months. And then they go and they're working out, they're doing this, they're doing that, but they're eating shit too, right? And so June rolls around, 6 months comes up, and they didn't lose 20 pounds. They lost 8 pounds. Well, that's where they go, fuck, I'm not doing this anymore. Cancel my gym membership. Okay, well, let's just get unhealthy because you didn't hit your 20-pound goal, right? Or reevaluate why you didn't hit your 20-pound loss goal and then work on that for the next 6 months. And live. Hit your goals and live. So when are you going to quit on your goals, right? What drives you to hit your goals is something you truly need to understand. Maybe we can make this number 5, like bonus tip. I was only going to do 4. But like the bonus tip is, understand truly why you do this every single day to begin with. If you don't hit your goals, what happens to your why? Right? Or maybe you don't work off your why, which I believe is very important to do, but maybe you don't work off your why and you go, if I don't hit my goals, who's affected? Because I know that if I don't hit my goals, I'm affecting my entire family. If I don't make the income that I need to make this year, my entire family's affected. They look at me and they go, shit, we can't go on vacation? Oh no. Like, oh, you can't pay for this extracurricular activity? Oh my, right? Oh, you can't pay for sports? Oh no. You can't pay for Sweet 16? Oh no. Or you can't pay for a trip to Japan like you promised us? Oh no, right? Like the entire family's affected. Kids are affected, wife is affected, everybody's affected, right? If I can't keep the house that I live in, then I remove the roof from over their heads. That's affected. That's a problem. And so you need to understand what drives you. That drives me. Not letting my family down drives me on a daily basis in many different levels. So those are the 4 plus the bonus. I would call that the 5 tips that we're going to take into 2024. Those are the pieces that I wrote down for me. I shared them with you because I believe that all these pieces are extremely important and they could really shift your business, your life, your relationship for 2024. If you take these 4 tips, like stop this, rewind it, go find them, write them down, internalize them, see if they're important to you. And if they are, figure out how you're going to change or adapt in your business and life to follow these rules, if you will, for 2024. All right, guys, thanks for tuning into the David Adam Kurz Show. I'm always grateful to have you guys listen to the show. It's really cool, really important to have you around. This is on YouTube. This is on podcast. This is everywhere. Listen to it, share it, subscribe, please. Let other people know about it. Super excited to be with you guys. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.